Hello, beautiful people! If you're anything like me, you've been having a hard time getting through the Gorgon Raid. At first, no one could do it, and once they figured it out, it immediately became hard to get on a team that knows what they're doing. Public Gorgon Raids are scary, and we all know how Sandwurm has been since literally forever. So how are you supposed to remain competitive? Well, fortunately, there are other ways to acquire 725 gear score items that don't involve the Elite Trial and Raid. Just sit back and relax while I show you how. The easiest way to immediately get a 725 gear score item is to upgrade an artifact at the gypsum kiln. All artifacts now have two crafts available at the kiln, 700 and 725, so do be careful to double check that you've selected the right one. That would be a very expensive mistake. In order to upgrade your artifacts, you're going to need a few things. First, you're going to need a matrix that matches the type of piece you're upgrading. Armor matrix for armor, weapon matrix for weapons, and jewelry matrix for jewelry. And of course, you're going to need the item that you're upgrading. In order to upgrade it, you'll first have to remove it from any gear set that it's on and make sure that it's unlocked in your inventory or else it won't show up in the gypsum kiln. You'll also need 600 dark matter, 5 gypsum orbs, and 1 chromatic seal. These are items we've always needed to upgrade artifacts, so that's no surprise. And finally, you'll need 1 Goldcursed coconut. I just like to call them golden coconuts. You get the coconut by looting one big chest called the Cursed Hoard in the PvP free-for-all area of Cutlass Keys, also known as the Cursed Mists. Remember, you can only get 1 golden coconut each week, so use it wisely when you're deciding what to upgrade first. Then all you need to do is grab whatever craft mod you need for the third perk that you want on your artifact and you're good to go. The most expensive part of upgrading artifacts is definitely the matrix, but at least you only do it once, and artifacts are items that will be good forever, so don't stress too much about it. Now that we know how to upgrade the artifacts, let's talk about other ways to get our hands on some high gear score items. This is the Well of Fortune. It is located in the center of the Cutlass Key settlement next to the town project board. The Well of Fortune is the Mystic Doubloon shop. Among the items that you can buy here are some level 7 tan gear score weapons. These are all named legendary items, which means that they can be upgraded to 725 gear score. Unlike other named crafts, you upgrade these weapons here at the Well of Fortune. Each weapon has an initial cost of 750 Mystic Doubloons, and then to upgrade them, you're going to need another 1250 Mystic Doubloons, a golden coconut, and 300 dark matter. That's honestly pretty cheap for a 725 gear score weapon. Now, something to keep in mind is that all of these weapons come with Vicious or Keen and Penetrating the Empowered perks, except for the Life Staff, which has Blessed and Refreshing Divine Embrace. Essentially, they are PvP weapons, so keep that in mind when deciding what to purchase from the shop. And if you're having a hard time getting doubloons, I do have a video on different ways to farm them, but doing your daily chest run in Cutlass Keys and grabbing your weekly 500 doubloons from the chest is an easy and stress-free way to get mystic doubloons if you don't want to go into the PvP zone. The next way to get 725 gear score items is by gambling on crates. There are 3 different types of crates that you can buy to gamble for useful gear. Alright, so first up we have the Apex Goldcursed crates, which are the gold ones. These crates cost 1500 Mystic Doubloons and a golden coconut and give you a chance to obtain either a light, medium, or heavy gear piece or weapon that is guaranteed to be legendary and have 725 gear score. Each crate is going to tell you what type of item that it can give you. These crates are kind of expensive and use one of your precious golden coconuts. Something else that these crates have that the others don't is loot bias. Loot bias means that if you're wearing light gloves, for example, you're going to receive light gloves. The item will also have the attribute points that correspond to what your magnify is set to. So, for example, if you have your magnify set to focus, then you'll receive an item with focus points. So why wouldn't you want to use these crates? Like I said, they're kind of expensive, and while loot bias is good, there is no perk bias. This means that you could roll an item with completely useless perks for you, and then you're out a golden coconut and 1500 of your hard-earned doubloons. Having good perks is very important, so it's something to consider when deciding the best way for you to upgrade your gear. The next type of crates are the Goldcursed crates, or the purple ones. You'll be able to get an item up to 710 gear score that is guaranteed to be legendary from these crates, and they cost 250 Mystic Doubloons each. These crates are not loot biased and the items from them cannot be upgraded to 725. You could use these crates to simply just get better gear if you're not too concerned about getting 725 straight away, and they won't use up your precious golden coconuts. But because the rolls are completely random, you could end up spending a lot of doubloons to get items that won't work for your build. And again, the perks will be random as well. I personally don't love these crates, but if you're lucky, they could work out great for you. And finally, there's one more gambling crate that I want to mention. Under Doubloon Exchange Miscellaneous, there's a Goldcursed Epic crate. This crate costs 35 Mystic Doubloons and gives you a chance of receiving 1 epic, rare, or legendary gear or epic crafting material. I personally love these crates and recommend that you buy them daily. You can purchase 3 every day, and at 35 doubloons each, that's a heck of a bargain. You can see some of the rolls that I got here. There is definitely a lot of junk, but I have already received 2 pieces of 725 gear and a few over 700 that work for my setup. This is just a cheap way to slowly, and I mean slowly, work on raising your gear score. Just go in with an open mind and know that you're going to roll a lot of resources, but you've got to kiss a bunch of frogs to find your prince. It's definitely worth it. There are 2 more ways to get gear over 700 gear score. You do have an astronomically rare chance of receiving gear up to 725 gear score from Outpost Rush caches, Arena caches, Invasion caches, and War Spoil caches. The chances of this happening are so low that I almost didn't mention it in this video. I wouldn't bank on it happening and consider yourself among an elite group of lucky gamers if you get something that you need this way. The last way to get 725 gear score items is by simply buying them from the trading post. As people continue to complete the Gorgon Raid, they will begin to receive schematics for Gorgon's 725 gear score crafts. This will allow them to make gear and sell it, but be warned, this is not going to be cheap. But that's to be expected. 3 perk crafts have never been cheap, and even 2 have always been quite expensive for the average player. And even if you have the gold to spend, as of the making of this video, not every server even has this gear available yet. Out of the 3 servers that I have characters on, I was only able to find 1 medium chest piece on Marama. So just keep checking the trading post and maybe in the future you can snag yourself an upgrade or 2. And that's it! These are all of the ways that you can currently get 725 gear score items without participating in the Gorgon Raid or the Sandwurm Elite Trial. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it helps. As always, like, subscribe, share, and most importantly, be kind to one another. See you next time, friends!